The show kicks off with the launching of the Lagos State Social Protection Policy Handbook that will grant citizens access to all social amenities provided by the government. Now, the book, which was launched by the State Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Sam Egube, says the policy will be mainstreamed into the state's 30-year development plan, which is currently ongoing. Take a look.
The National Bureau of Statistics said in 2020, 40% or 83 million Nigerians live in poverty. Although Nigeria's poverty profile for 2021 has not yet been released, it is estimated that the number of poor people will increase to 90 million, or 45% of the population, in 2022. According to a report released by the Nigerian Poverty Statistics in 2021, the poverty rate in Lagos is 8.5%, with over 1 million people living in extreme poverty. Lagos is faced with the issues of increasing population, and this is a major concern for the state government. In making life more meaningful for residents, the government has unveiled a social protection policy framework that incorporates social agenda paradigms which intends to reduce poverty in the state.
Lagos State intergovernmental partnership and collaboration with the federal government and other stakeholders has necessitated the need to domesticate the national social protection policy for the benefit of every citizen of Lagos State. Therefore, it is with great pleasure that I hereby inform you all that Lagos State is one of the few states in the Federation of Nigeria to domesticate and implement the national social protection policy. The domestication of this policy is supported with the adoption of a comprehensive social protection policy handbook, which we are presenting to the public. In view of the enormous benefits of the social protection policy that we bring to the citizens of Lagos State, it has become expedient to embrace the provisions of this policy to improve the standard of living of every Lagosian. It is therefore my belief that the objective of this policy shall be met in no distant future.
The initiative, which is under the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, is in collaboration with the United Nations Children's Funds, and the representative of UNICEF reviews the book.
Nigeria has adopted a definition, knowing that all other countries, different programs, they have their definitions of social protection. But this is what Nigeria has adopted. He said it's a mix of policies and programs. We say policies because we have like the school feeding policy or program in certain states. You have the cash transfer programs. So it's a mix of policies and programs designed for individuals and households. So if it's an individual that is poor or vulnerable to being poor or other factors, there's a program for them. But if it is a whole household, as the director of the new department in Ministry of Economic Planning will tell us more, there's a program for them. And the critical thing, as you can see, is emboldened, is that it's throughout the life cycle. So social protection takes care of people 0 to 5 years, 6 to 12, and so on and so forth, up till from cradle to grave. There is one social protection package or the other for the individuals. And what are they for? Is to prevent, where possible, and reduce poverty and socioeconomic shocks by promoting and enhancing livelihoods and a life of dignity. Social protection is a human right, because life of dignity is a human right. And it is in Article 22 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article 25 also talks about the adequate standard of living. So, social protection is also a social necessity, because economic growth alone does not remove poverty.
The State Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Sam Egube, says the policy will be mainstreamed into the state's 30-year development plan, which is currently ongoing.
Given the awareness of the critical role that social protection plays as a strategy for combating poverty and supporting the vulnerable, the State Executive Council approved the Lagos State Social Protection Policy, a framework that will give direction, clarity, and ensure consistency in implementation of different programs and initiatives by all relevant MDAs of the state. It is germane to mention that this policy is an amalgamation of all the various fragments of past programs that were developed to address different areas of social protection intended to reduce poverty, address other related social norms, financial barriers, and provide a life of dignity for our people. In addition, the policy aims to create an all-inclusive and comprehensive method of addressing socio-economic vulnerabilities to poverty and deprivation at all levels in our society.
Stakeholders welcome the initiative and say they are ready to make it realistic.
This policy has now been launched. It's going to guide every MDA that has been sowing seeds in different ways and coordinate it. And that means the impact in society is likely to be more. Number two, why I say it's also a vocal in the sense that Ministry of Economic Planning and Budgeting, I think I must commend your innovation. Okay. From just making a unit become more like a department to steer this particular policy.
The Lagos State Social Protection Policy will focus on creating an inclusive method of addressing socio-economic vulnerabilities to poverty and deprivation at all levels in the society.